Breaking now on 10 News this morning, 2 pedestrians rushed to the hospital and a dog killed after being hit by a taxi. Police are investigating what happened.
Tragedy at Camp Pendleton. A young Marine dies in an accident. His family and friends now reacting to the heartbreaking news.
The search for 3 Marines off the coast of Australia called off as they are now presumed dead. The recovery effort begins. 10 News this morning starts right now.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Good morning to you. Welcome back on this Sunday. We are on top of all the news you need to start your day. I'm Jim Patton.
I'm Mary McKenzie. We're glad you're here. I always say grab a cup of coffee. You know, it's almost brunch time, maybe a mimosa or something, and join us. This is looking pretty good, Mal.
I know, definitely mimosa weather for sure. Take a look at this. We get to live here in San Diego. We have a couple of our sky cams here. I want to show you what it looks like right now in La Jolla. Beautiful shot there. And the cloud cover starting to burn off in many areas. Right now, if you are heading outside, we're dealing with about 70-degree temperature, winds coming out of the south, 3 miles per hour. That sun going to set at 7:42 tonight. Now, I have been watching our visibility, finally starting to see things get better both in Ramona and Julian. Pretty much everywhere else in the county, not bad if you are going to be heading on out. We always talk about coffee here because we wake up so early on the morning show, and if you are getting ready for maybe a later morning cup of coffee, we are going to be in the 70s, lots of sunshine as we get closer to our lunch hour. When I come back, we'll take a look at your 7-day forecast, Jim.
We begin with breaking news. A taxi hitting 2 people, killing a dog in Kensington. It happened on Fairmount Avenue near the I-8 exit. 10
News reporter Matt Boone is there live. And Matt, what are we learning about what happened there?
Well, it happened just before dawn in a dark area with no marked crosswalks in the intersection behind me. The taxi was driving southbound. That's towards us around 5:40 this morning. We've got some video from earlier. They actually just cleared that car out of the scene, but police were on scene. They're still here investigating. 2 people were hit, a man and a woman in their 30s or 40s. They were walking through the intersection with their dog. There's no marked crosswalk, as I mentioned. The dog was hit and appears to have flown about 30 feet from the taxi. The man suffered a broken leg and the woman a head injury. An ambulance got on scene and brought them both to the hospital. They are expected to survive. Their dog, however, did not survive. As for the driver, he was not injured in the crash, and police actually say he was the one who called in the crash. His car, though, appears to be totaled. It had significant front end damage, and the windshield was also shattered on one side of the car. Police are still on scene, although they have opened up the Fairmount eastbound exit from the freeway. The southbound lanes of Fairmount Avenue remain closed, though, until further notice, though they're wrapping up the investigation as we speak. Reporting live in Mission Gorge, Matt Boone, 10 News.
All right, Matt, thank you. Developing story of family coping with tragedy after a young Marine from Camp Pendleton is killed.
20-year-old Lance Corporal Cody Haley was killed in an accident at Camp Pendleton on Friday. Haley is originally from Hardin, Iowa. Family and friends have been posting pictures of Haley on Facebook as they react to this news. Investigators really haven't released too much information about what happened, but we do know Haley was a decorated Marine with awards including the National Defense Service Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, and the Sea Service Deployment Ribbon. In a statement, the Marine said, "We are heartbroken at the tragic loss of a member of the Marine Corps family."
New information on the Osprey accident off the coast of Australia where 3 Marines are missing. The Australian government says it will deploy forces to assist in recovery efforts after the U.S. Marine Corps suspends search and rescue efforts. A helicopter was doing regularly scheduled operations when it crashed into the waters off the coast of Australia yesterday. 26 Marines were on board. 23 were rescued. U.S. Marine Corps searched ocean waters for the 3 missing Marines, but without success. They've now shifted from a search and rescue effort to a recovery operation with Australian assistance. Work to retrieve the Osprey will begin in the next several days.
An arson investigation is underway after a home in VISTA goes up in flames. The house caught fire. It was on Sunrise Drive. This happened yesterday morning. Crews were able to put out that fire in just 15 minutes. One person was taken to a local trauma center by helicopter. We're told that the person's injuries, though, aren't related to the fire. More than 24 firefighters from VISTA, Carlsbad, and Oceanside came to help. The San Diego County Sheriff's Bomb Arson Unit is investigating.
It has been a busy morning on our roadways. We did have a full freeway closure on the 15 South. That has since cleared, but what's not clear is this incident here in Rancho San Diego. We had a crash and a power pole down. Right now that is blocking lanes. So Chase Avenue is closed. That's from Chase Lane to Chase Terrace, and apparently this is going to be ongoing for the next several hours. We will let you know when everything here is open back up. Jim?
New this morning, the United Nations issuing new sanctions to punish North Korea for its escalating nuclear programs. ABC's David Wright has the president's reaction to the sanctions and other issues in his latest series of tweets.
On his first full day of vacation, the only moment we saw President Trump was when he stopped to greet some wedding guests at his Bedminster club. But the president tweeted defensively, working in Bedminster, New Jersey, as long-planned construction is being done at the White House. This is not a vacation, meetings and calls. And as if to prove it, he fired off tweets fast and furious. On leaks, great to see the AG taking action. For national security, the tougher the better. On the UN Security Council's unanimous vote to impose additional sanctions on North Korea, China and Russia voted with us. Very big financial impact. Trump's new chief of staff is with him in Bedminster. Before boarding Air Force One, General John Kelly gathered the White House staff. All of them now report to him. Kelly's challenge to impose order and discipline.
I'm a business person. I'm used to dealing with friction.
One big problem, hiring a new communications director to clean up after Anthony Scaramucci. Among the names floated this weekend, Stephen Miller. He's the presidential advisor who last week seemed to suggest that the Statue of Liberty is not a beacon to immigrants, those huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
The poem that you're referring to that was added later is not actually part of the original Statue of Liberty.
Having Miller take over White House messaging would likely be controversial.
That was ABC's David Wright reporting. The administration is urgently working to replace Scaramucci, but there is no indication that they are close to making a decision.
Happening right now, people in New Orleans are wading through the city, as you can see here, as heavy rain causes major flooding there. You can see in some places the water is so high it comes almost up to the stoplights. Nearly 8 inches of rain fell yesterday afternoon, causing the streets to flood, in some places knee-deep water, and a lot of drivers were forced to get out and walk through the water after their cars got stuck. One man here even took a kayak out to get around. Some of the same areas were also hit with flooding like this just last week.
New this morning, the bomb squad called out to UCLA after someone left a jar with a very dangerous chemical at a waste drop-off site. LAPD bomb squad had to stop traffic and clear the area to detonate the jar of picric acid. Investigators say that picric can be explosive. That's the reason that they needed the extra precautions. They say the explosion could cause flying glass. Of course, that could hurt people. The area was cleared without injury, but investigators say picric acid should never be taken to a household hazardous waste drop.
Now to a developing story. The FBI is investigating an explosion at a Muslim community center in Minnesota. The person responsible still hasn't been found. This happened yesterday morning at the Al Farouk Youth and Family Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. The center's director says that someone threw a firebomb inside the building as people were getting ready for morning prayer. One worshiper saw a person standing outside by a window and then saw a truck speeding away from the scene, and neighbors in this area are condemning the attack.
What made us sad? Both my husband and I just felt bad for the community who comes to this gathering place for their religious beliefs, and just glad everyone's okay.
A part of the building did sustain some significant damage, but again, thankfully no one was hurt.
Hundreds of firefighters working to put out the Whittier and Alamo fires in Santa Barbara County are now dealing with a new problem. Many of them have poison oak. More than 400 firefighters had to be treated for it. Massive Alamo fire burned 19,000 acres. Whittier fire burned more than 18,000. Crews can get poison oak from just inhaling it if it's burning. And there's poison oak at almost every fire along the Central Coast.
A lot of guys get it when you're out there in the brush. Once you get the oil, it's just kind of on you and you're stuck with it.
Poison oak can also seep through clothing and firefighting gear if a firefighter is sweating. Fire crews from San Diego headed north to battle both of those fires.
Your money matters, and gas prices just keep going up. The average price of a gallon of regular in San Diego County is now over $2.96. Prices have gone up 10 days in a row now. The average is now more than 4 cents higher than a week ago, up nearly 6 cents from a month ago, and more than 23 cents higher than this time last year. You can always find the cheapest prices in San Diego at 10news.com. Just look under the traffic menu.
Weather Rate Certified San Diego's most accurate forecast. This is 10 News Pinpoint Weather. For great rates and a better banking experience, visit missionfed.com today.
Tell you what, today, leave the car in the garage. Go for a walk,
There you go.
take the bike, enjoy the day.
Oh yeah, definitely a great day to do it. The weekend's almost done, unfortunately. So I know we don't want to let people know, but you want to enjoy it because it's a beautiful day outside. Let me go ahead and take you to our maps here. We are still dealing with some cloud cover, but it is beginning to burn off, and we are getting gorgeous scenes like this. This is actually Coronado, but Coronado, beautiful shot there from the Hotel Del. We are waking up to temperatures a little bit cooler than what we saw yesterday, so we are about average or a couple degrees below average than we should be for this time of year. Right now, our current conditions 70 in Julian, Ramona 63 degrees. We are in the 70s already along the coast. Chula Vista, you are at 70 as well. Now we still have this low pressure system sitting off the coast of California, bringing with it that southwest swell. So things have been drier than what we've been dealing with over the past few days. However, in the next few days, a change is in store. I'll get to that in just a second. Forecast highs for your Sunday as we wrap up our weekend. Still pretty hot there in the deserts. Julian is going to be 82 degrees. Most of our inland communities in the mid to upper 80s, and along the coast is where you're going to want to go if you want to have things a little bit cooler. Mild temperatures there in the 70s. So our 7-day forecast along the coast, we are going to be in the upper 70s for most of the week, but then we are going to get some warming toward the end of the week with a possible return of that monsoonal moisture. Of course, as things develop through the week, definitely something the Pinpoint Weather team will keep a close eye on. By the end of the week, in our inland areas, we could hit 90, and in the mountains, we'll be in the 80s, those overnight lows in the 60s. The desert's still hot, about 109 by next weekend. But let's enjoy this weekend, right?
No doubt. And you know, the weekend really not almost over. You got all day today. Sunday's just starting.
Oh yeah.
Your weekend's really just starting.
Right.
I am in for a nap.
That's right. All right. Mel, thank you very much.